हाय एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल अचीविंग अल्फा। एंड इस वीडियो में एक क्विक वीडियो में बात करेंगे दैट हाउ यू कैन बिल्ड वेल्थ एज अ ट्रेडर और एज एन इन्वेस्टर. नाउ देयर आर सर्टेन assumptions that I make. The first assumption would be that you have an initial set of capital that you can sort of trade with. The second assumption would be that you are a skilled and a profitable trader who can generate return via the stock market. एंड दीज आर द टू assumptions आई गेस. सो एंड अगेन ये जो चीज़ें हम बात करेंगे जिसके बारे में आई थिंक एवरी वन नोज इट बट वेरी फ्यू पीपल डू इट. एंड a lot of the wealthy people that I know became wealthy via the trader or the investor route or the stock market route in general sort of tend to do this or at least some sort of variant of this, and that is the reason that they were able to build their wealth and compound their money to become wealthy. So start karte hain. The very first thing that I would assume is that you have some sort of an initial capital with which you can start trading in the stock markets. अगेन मैं अपना एग्जाम्पल लेके बता रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. सो दिस इनिशियल कैपिटल कुड अगेन कम फ्रॉम वेरियस राउट्स. इफ़ यू आर सैलरीड पर्सन दिस कुड बी योर सैलरी. इफ़ यू हैव सम बिजनेस दिस कुड बी योर बिजनेस इनकम. If you have some sort of a spare money, so this could be that. And again, this is not a financial advice or something, and this is just a disclaimer, and I strongly discourage people from doing this, but this can also come via debt or loan if you were to sort of consider that initial capital. But again, this is something that you shouldn't really do unless you're absolutely sure about your skills as a trader, and if whether you're confident that you can generate more money than the interest that you are paying. So that is something which again very debatable topic. We should not really get into that, but again strongly discourage most of the people from going for this particular route. So using that initial capital, let's say you sort of trade, and then using this trade, when you're trading, let's say you're generating some particular ROI. Now what happens here is that again most of the people know this. Now what happens when you have trading, let's say you make profits. Again I mentioned an assumption that you are a profitable trader and आप कुछ return generate कर पा रहे हो at the end of the day or at the end of the month I should say. So you should consider that you have some profits. Now most of the people what they will do is again depends, अगर ये primary source of income है तो अलग बात है, but if you have let's say multiple sources of income, let's say you have salary and other sources as well, now these profits they will spend. They will either withdraw or they will spend. Again काफ़ी debatable video है. A lot of people might have various opinions on this and they might have different ways. That's okay. Nothing is right or wrong. It's just that whatever works for anyone is right. So basically they spend or withdraw, but what I do generally is I don't really do that. For all your expenses and all, I think your primary income, which could either be salary or your business, is sufficient or should be sufficient I should say. And now what you should do ideally is that you should try to invest this particular profit. You should ideally try to reinvest this particular profit. Now again ये बहुत common चीज़ है, काफ़ी लोग करते हैं, and you should also do. Now what are the benefits of reinvesting your particular profit? See, as a trader you can definitely compound your money and make wealth in the long run, but the real wealth would sort of come from long term investing. I think a lot of you might just agree to this, and हो सकता है आप में से काफ़ी ज़्यादा लोग ट्रेडिंग करते भी ना हो. दे आर बिलीवर्स ऑफ लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टिंग एंड दैट इज़ ट्रू. जो एक्चुअल वेल्थ आएगी वो यहीं से आएगी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ डिविडेंड्स, रिटर्न्स. ऑफ कोर्स देर आर हायर रिटर्न्स इन द लॉन्ग रन अगर आप एक अच्छे स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट करते हो तो. सो एक्चुअल वेल्थ वुड सॉर्ट ऑफ कम फ्रॉम लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टिंग. दैट्स अ नोन फैक्ट. And as a next step, what would sort of happen is that you should ideally try to pledge your invested things, so or invested shares or stocks or whatever is that you are doing. And again this investment also can be in the three forms. So those three forms could ideally be, you could invest in stocks. Again I'm taking my own personal example. You can of course vary that. You can also invest in crypto. अब ये क्रिप्टो अगेन इट्स अ डिबेटेबल टॉपिक एंड यू शुड नॉट रियली पुट अ लॉट ऑफ योर वेल्थ इनटू क्रिप्टो, क्योंकि यू मस्ट हैव सीन इट्स अ वेरी रिस्की एसेट एंड you can certainly not afford to put a large sum of your portfolio or your net worth into crypto. And again the third one could be real estate. Now there are again things like FDs, bonds and a lot of other things, but why I chose these particular three asset classes that I will mention now. So what would generally happen is that stocks को you can sort of pledge and get margin against the same. तो अगर आप stocks को let's say pledge करते हो, so you can get margin against that. Crypto में again there is a concept of staking, so you can also sort of do that. So crypto में you can stake, you can follow staking. And again real estate में you can generate rental income. Now all of these income streams should sort of tie back and come to your initial capital. So this is the circle that that you should try to complete. So now what happens is that there are two benefits of this. When you're reinvesting your holdings or your profits, basically the whatever the profits that you're making in the stock market via trading, usko agar aap reinvest karte ho, so you are building a good long term portfolio. Good long term portfolio is what you're building. एंड अगेन इट्स टोटली अप टू यू. अब आप इस प्रॉफिट का 100% री इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो. यू कैन ट्राई टू इन्वेस्ट 50% आप निकाल सकते हो. अगेन दैट्स ऑल वेरी सब्जेक्टिव एंड डिपेंडेंट ऑन आपको कितने पैसे की ज़रूरत है दैट यू आर अर्निंग फ्रॉम द मार्केट. गुड लॉन्ग टर्म प्रॉफिट्स इज देयर एंड आई शुड से एन एक्सेलरेटेड कंपाउंडिंग इज़ अनदर बेनिफिट. क्योंकि इससे होगा क्या कि व्हेन यू आर बाइंग सर्टन एसेट्स यूजिंग द प्रॉफिट, तो जो लॉन्ग टर्म कंपाउंडिंग है जो आपको अच्छे स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट करने से मिलेगी वो तो रहेगा ही. द सेकेंड बेनिफिट दैट यू वुड सॉर्ट ऑफ रिसीव हेयर वुड बी इफ़ यू कंसिडर दैट. सो द सेकेंड बेनिफिट वुड बी कि जो आप ट्रेडिंग कैपिटल है वो आपकी ज़्यादा होगी. सो ROI विल बी हायर. So in general, your capital will acceleratedly compound, and this acceleration will happen via trading. So जो trading capital आपकी बढ़ेगी, you would be able to generate more ROI. And of course, investing से जो capital जो भी आप invest करोगे उससे जो capital compound होगी, that will be another one. So I think again this is something which you should consider. And certainly pledging में again the benefit is that जो stocks है आपको as such उसकी कोई exact ज़रूरत तो है नहीं अभी in the immediate term, and you would continue receiving all sorts of corporate benefits जो भी stocks के होते हैं. So whether there are dividends, stock splits, bonuses, सब कुछ you would sort of receive even when your stocks are pledged. And again you should sort of try to pledge your holdings, especially if you are a trader like me. तो अगेन मैंने अपना एग्जाम्पल लिया. यू हैव योर इनिशियल सेट ऑफ कैपिटल, यू आर ट्रेडिंग यूजिंग दैट, यू आर जनरेटिंग सम रिटर्न, यू आर गेटिंग सम प्रॉफिट्स. दैट प्रॉफिट्स इज सॉर्ट ऑफ व्हाट यू आर री इन्वेस्टिंग. एंड आई टोल्ड यू कि मैं किस में री इन्वेस्ट करता हूँ. दे आर स्टॉक्स, दे आर क्रिप्टोज एंड दे आर रियल एस्टेट्स. एंड यहाँ से जो भी पैसा आई कैन गेट, either it could be via rental income, it could be via crypto staking, or it could be via the margin that I get from pledging my holdings, that again flows back to my initial capital. And in this way this loop sort of continues. And you can sort of ट्राई टू सी यहाँ पे कि आपका बेनिफिट काफ़ी अच्छा रहेगा. दैट यू वुड बी हैविंग गुड लॉन्ग टर्म पोर्टफोलियो जो आपका बिल्ड होता जाएगा वाया योर प्रॉफिट्स, एंड यू वुड हैव एन एक्सेलरेटेड कंपाउंडिंग. एंड बिलीव मी, इफ यू कैन सक्सेसफुली एग्जीक्यूट दिस फॉर 5 to 10 years, I can certainly say you that you would see a drastic difference in your wealth, right? A drastic difference in your wealth, and you would certainly create a lot of wealth. A lot of people do this, काफ़ी simple चीज़ है, but a lot of people really don't understand this overall loop. And certainly you should try to consider that. And of course it's your personal choice whether you want to reinvest the profit or take it out and spend it or whatever you want to do with it. Again, it's quite subjective, depends on how many streams of income you have and what are your necessities. So I think एक छोटा वीडियो था, but hopefully it gave some sort of an insight to some people that how they can try to focus on building wealth in the long term. Specifically अगर आप एक skillful trader हो and if you want to retire early or do a lot of other stuff with your time, so certainly you should consider this route. So I think again very short video, very basic video, nothing new in that. I know कोई इसमें बड़ी बात नहीं है. A lot of people know this. Just wanted to remind you that you should sort of consider changing your approach towards money, and it could really help you in the long run. So I think enough for this video then. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. Have a good day. Take care and bye bye.